Our breaking news this evening is the identity of the man who sent the Obama administration into defend and explain mode this week. His name is Edward Snowden. He's an American former CIA employee and computer technician.
The creation of a whistleblowers program specifically that allows people from within, who I'm going to say this, who've been working on the reverse engineering program.
Well, there's several, actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs, that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
I swear, one of these days, we're going to be doing one of these shows, not like in my spare room, in like a big studio somewhere, and we're going to have an orchestra playing that music. I guarantee it. How are you doing? Hope you're all there. Hope you're all happy. This is going to be your last Ollie free show, I think. I think Ollie will be back. He might be traveling back as we speak, actually. So he'll be back this week. So he'll be back on the show next week. The fun thing about that is that we should have our first Rockfin exclusive show that will be up on our Rockfin channel sometime next week. Probably be sat there, and we'll be plugging it to you next Friday. That's what I hope is going to be the scenario, if I can get some spare time with him. You guys have still been buying the t-shirts. We have sold t-shirts, which is great. Like I said, we plan to get rid of all these things before we go to America, and then we're going to streamline it, and then we've got some other cool ideas to do, like limited edition runs of things, hopefully giving you some cool stuff to wear. So you go do that, go subscribe to the channel, make sure you like if you're watching it, make sure you subscribe if you haven't, make sure you share it, because chances are if you enjoy this, then one of your friends will enjoy it, and then when you're talking to your friends, you can go, oh, did you watch the Fact Ginger guy talk about aliens? Go, yeah, we really enjoyed, yeah, and then next thing is you're talking about aliens, about stuff. Without further ado, David, it's over to you.
I doubt a message from Ollie. I think he should be coming home from his quote-unquote holiday soon. I believe all the charges were dropped, but I think Thailand's still banning him from returning.
It's amazing as well, because like Thailand will let you get away with some shit, man.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, I don't want to talk out of school. He can handle that when he gets back. It's just good that, I mean, Satan's pillow is not someone you want to spend too much time.
No,
so.
I mean, wasn't it? Didn't Gary Glitter move to Thailand? Wasn't that where he moved to?
I don't know. Gary Glitter is, but he doesn't sound like someone you'd want within like 100 yards of a school or a church.
Oddly enough, Gary Glitter was in trouble for just that very thing. He was
James Glitter.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the like the song "Do You Want to Be in My Gang"?
Again, no, I haven't. I don't think. What circles do you think I travel in?
Gary Glitter was, like the whole glam rock thing in the 70s.
I'm aware of it. It wasn't my thing. But yeah.
Gary Glitter was like kind of one of like the pioneers of glam rock. Not my idea of things. I definitely enjoy some of this music that's been like influenced by glam rock, but glam rock itself is It's not ideal. But yeah, he was in all sorts of trouble for that sort of trouble.
Like Ollie.
Yeah. So he moved to Thailand.
What does that say? Ollie kid doesn't get to go back. I mean, they're letting him go though. That's
Yeah. He moved to Thailand across the road from a school.
Well, you know.
I think he's in prison now. Someone in the chat tell me. I'm sure he got arrested. If you don't know, Google it and tell me.
Man, prison in Thailand would be bad. They got like straight up murder holes. Like that's bad. That's not.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh
It's
no.
not where you
I
wanna do
know.
time.
I think I'm pretty sure. I don't know whether he's in. I wouldn't say school then. I don't know whether he's in prison in Thailand or whether he's gone to prison in the UK or whether he just moved back to the UK. Oh, Glit was a thing, not US, except for that time they used his song in a sports show. I tell you what it is used. You know the Joker movie? Have you watched it?
Joaquin Phoenix one?
Yeah.
Nope.
Doesn't matter then. Yeah, so it doesn't because there was a Gary Glitter song, like quite contentiously a Gary Glitter song in that. Glitter was released recently and went back to prison. He's in the he's in the UK. Right. Oh. Okay. Thank you. That'll do. We've got Glitter's got significant jail time for that in Thailand. Wow.
And deservedly so.
Got it right up as Gary Glitter.
Oh.
That is actual like British rhyming slang.
I love it. I love that British, slang / profanity. It's interesting.
Yeah. There's no such thing as profanity now. This is what I find so like. I almost if anyone on YouTube's listened to this, I think it's kind of racist what they're doing. Like because
it's the end of Ollie's channel right now.
No, us Brits use the word cunt as like an exclamation mark. Sometimes just a comma. So like the idea that me and you're imposing on my Britishness because I can't speak like freely with my native tongue, it's kind of racist.
Yeah, okay. Why not? We'll go with that. See how that one plays. Whatever.
Yes, the theme of the tonight's show was I was thinking the other day because there was something. It's Seth. I always get Seth Rich and Seth Green mixed up, but Seth Green was in Buffy, wasn't he? Seth Green was in Buffy. Seth Rich was Moided.
Yeah. Well, Seth Green was also an Isaac Cappy.
Yes,
friend.
Yeah. I think
which
Seth
is a
Green
Rockfin show.
I think Seth Green might be on the other side of the fence. But the for whistleblowers that come to mind in my head, Chelsea Manning, Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, Seth Rich. They're
Isaac Cappy.
Isaac Cappy.
Rockfin show.
I think maybe after this show, actually, if we're gonna, because I think we'll be doing like the Rockfin shows we pre-recorded. I think maybe the first Rockfin show could be us wising Ollie up on Isaac Cappy and the Anthony Duina laptop.
Yeah, we could frazzle it up a little.
Yeah,
drip in the knowledge.
So. Frazzle Dazzle is the name of the show.
Drippy dippy.
Yeah. And then I started thinking about UFO whistleblowers like Bob Lazar, right?
Yep.
So, for those like Seth Rich is the perfect example of this for me. He was a Bernie Sanders supporter. Help me out here if I get this wrong. Bernie Sanders supporter. Was he a member of the Senate, or was he? Yeah.
Senator.
And he came out because he said he had evidence that they were rigging the primaries against Bernie Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
He was then shot in the back of the head promptly after this revelation.
More than once.
More than once. Was it suicide? Was this one of these weird ones where it was deemed suicide? Yeah.
And apart.
His laptop was taken, as so many times it is. It was denied to be held by the FBI, I think, for fucking ages. This guy also, before he died, also spoke to his mother saying, look, I'm not suicidal, but I've found stuff out and I think they're going to kill me for it.
Mm-hmm.
The laptop, I believe, is it the FBI are now pressing to have that laptop withheld from the American public for 66 years.
Mm-hmm. National security.
Yeah. So, like, wild stuff, wild, unarguable stuff. And, like, what he's done is, like, so he's doing election fraud. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Election fraud's not good. Of course, election fraud's bad. It, like, destroys the cornerstone of democracy. But he's also not talking about experimental fucking military craft that we're back engineering from aliens. So,
correct.
If Seth Rich gets taken out for some fudging of numbers when it comes to Bernie Sanders in the primaries, and it's like literally fucking within months of this, he is not on this planet anymore. How are the supposed UFO whistleblowers allowed to go around, do fucking conferences, hang out with fucking Joe Rogan? It makes no sense if they're telling the truth.
They don't have any proof. He had absolute proof.
But do you not think that it would have been? I think if you had somebody like Bob Lazar, that if they were telling the truth, that they would just be gone instantly, whether they came out or not. You know, this is because this whole thing about he came out because it was to protect him.
Here's
Seth Rich shows it doesn't, because it's obvious what's happened to him.
Yeah, so here's an example of the efficiency with which like calling it government, I think isn't accurate, because it's more bureaucracy, because there's elected officials come and go. They don't matter, right? The bureaucrats run things. They're these departments that are created, they get funding, they run off on their own. They're totally unchecked. Most people don't even know they exist. So something you don't hear about in the United States is the Vegas shooting. No one talks about it.
Yes.
Horrible incident. And I'm not saying I'm challenging the narrative. We're not going to get into that. That's all Rockfin show stuff. What I am going to point out is the guy that is alleged to be the shooter. His house was kept under lock and key by the FBI. And local PD got involved and they were able to get a hold of his computers. Okay. When they went and got his computers, the hard drives had been removed. Okay. And then his brother, who lives in Florida, starts talking to the media. Now, understand, his brother lives in Florida, is not a tech-savvy guy. He's not that. In fact, I found out he had a DSL connection, which in the United States is one of the slower connections you can have, if not the slowest connection you can have.
Yeah, it's DSL. Is DSL dial-up or is it one up from dial-up?
It's one up from dial-up.
Yeah, like the first
it's extremely
tentative tiptoes into broadband.
Yeah, and the other thing to think about, so this guy's brother who has this computer, and he has a computer from like 2004. You know what I mean? Like it's an old computer. Maybe he checks email on AOL or something. Yeah, he's like checking his AOL email. It's that. You know, this is rated by the FBI. And they find on his computer things that people should not have of younger individuals. But he had terabytes of it, allegedly. Like he has terabytes on his Gateway 2002 that only had like 4 gigs. Like, wow. How could he have that? And then nobody asked any questions. Like they found one of the interesting things is when they were doing evidence of the room and everything was getting checked in. One of the things that was checked in, it was an oddity, was a phone cord. And the phone cord had a serial number on it, and it was a unique phone cord. We're still working on this because it's 30 maybe. So the phone cord like had the serial number when they checked it. It's a DoD charger because like in-field government assets. They have different phones. They're distinctly different. They have different chargers, all that serial numbered because of, smart tech people things that I don't know anything about. And they found one there. And it just raised a lot of questions, but the whole thing went away. And the only person who tried to clear his brother's name was his brother. And this guy had a shitstorm rain down on him. And then it all just kind of went away. Right? That is the most prolific, largest shooting in the United States history that no one talks about. So when we look at whistleblowers and they're like, well, he can't get them because his story's out or no, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. If you have real palatable evidence, if you have moved outside of their path, willingly or unwillingly, you're a dead man walking. The only thing when I look at Lazar, I look at somebody who could have been set up as an unwitting stooge. Or maybe he's a totally compliant stooge and he's complicit and he knows about it and he's with it. Or maybe he's not. Because again, he had to have got a security clearance. If he got a security clearance, they did a psych profile. They know him. And those things aren't, we laugh about it, but it's incredibly in depth. They know a lot about people. They can find out amazing amounts about people. And from that, they could, just like algorithms used with your clicks in your phone, which is infinitely better now than they had back then. They were still pretty darn good back then.
I think obviously we share more stuff on the internet now. But I think we've just got more tools available to us now, just in general, that only government official or government entities would have had back then. So it probably would have been a very similar situation as us Googling names and addresses and stuff like that. But we simply didn't have the ability to do that at the time.
Your purchasing history is a big one. I mean, that alone, they can, just from your purchasing history, they can tell you who this person votes for, when they're going to vote, how they're going to vote, how they would react to this. It's all this metadata that they just collect and build. The only thing you really have going for you is there's nothing, to my knowledge, or at least I'm sure maybe something is, hell, who knows? But it's a needle in a stack of needles, and unless you're looking at that specific needle, it's just drowned out by everything else. Building an algorithm to sort infinite amounts of data is we just haven't, they're working towards it. They're actively working to. I'm sure they're getting good and fast and better, but yeah, it's terrifying. But if you can look at that, right, in the Seth Rich thing, and you're just man, Lazar's still walking around. So either they knew he was a full of shit kind of scammer, let resume kind of lying, fluffing, whatever dude, and they're like, listen, this would be the perfect guy. We can orchestrate him with Lear and with all these other people. We can spin this narrative. Because even now, that you have these guys who are spinning a specific narrative, a specific viewpoint, right? They're pushing this out in the media that they want nuts and bolt craft. They want that there's some, you know what I mean? It's this continuing narrative. You're starting to see a shift, but that's still the bulk of the narrative. So if they want you thinking that, the thing you have to ask yourself is why? Why do you want me thinking of it in these terms? What terms do you not want me thinking of it in? It's the same thing if you read a news article and you feel an emotional response. They wanted you to feel that way. That was intentional. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling, that was planned out well ahead.
I remember you saying that to me probably a couple of years ago now. And it really has stuck with me. I think it's a very obvious thing to say, but it's a very useful thing to stick in your brain.
I'm an obvious guy.
Yeah, but to be perfectly honest, it's one of the things that led to me taking less interest in the news than I used to. I used to be a bit of a news hound for things, and what I've found is I still kind of know what's going on. We've got social media. I just don't know. I don't even the stuff I know is noise, but I don't know all the real noise. What celebrity fucking who, or what politician doesn't think this should be a thing anymore, and the stuff that it never comes to anything. The real stories kind of fester and you find them. But on the Lazar thing, I think it's very possible that he was used or is being used. I think they are definitely right. If he wasn't at the time, if it was just bullshit, he has been propagated to continue that. Because there's no way that I don't think a story like that hangs around so long without some sort of help.
Yeah.
You know, real stories don't hang around in the news cycle anymore.
How about the Nashville bombing? Terrorist attack, Christmas Day.
What was that?
Yeah, exactly. When was that? A guy set off a truck bomb downtown Nashville. When you guys come out, we'll go see it. That's what we should walk down and see. We can do that. In the heart of a touristy district on that morning when no one would be there, next to the AT&T hub. And those buildings are built like backbones for the internet. I mean, they're nuclear rated, obviously not for direct hit, but like, for blast, for whatever, so that some infrastructure and communications can stay up. These things are hardened facilities.
So it was a genuine attack on infrastructure rather than something to try and cause like casualties.
Well, that building. So again, this is going to be mostly a Rockfin show, but I'll brush over it quickly. The building housed something that was crucial to the events that were happening around that time, and the building, the explosion was on the outside. There allegedly was no penetration.
Was it election time?
Maybe. I don't know. You know, Google's your friend. Actually, Google is not your friend, but it is a useful tool. It's definitely not your friend.
Brave's pretty good. Brave, if you use Brave browser and search,
I use DuckDuckGo.
Yeah. I've found Brave is better than DuckDuckGo now.
Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't used it in a while. I'll try that.
Yeah.
But so the Nashville Fire Department was given orders to go in to make sure that there were no fires or anything. And they were given orders to flood each floor by floor, everything inside with water and fire. And they did. That's what they were told to do. And they were like, why? There's nothing. Well, we need to make sure. And then when they did that, because it's a major hub for cell phone, for internet, like parts of the Southeast just crashed. Like, oh no, it's this huge. And it took them a while to get it back up. So they did it after the fact. Look, it was a good excuse. Like maybe the explosion didn't do what it would needed to do. And the hilarious thing is I was talking that over with two people that I'm pretty sure work for the intelligence community.
Media Mongol said, those buildings are so hardened, the explosion ricocheted off into other buildings.
He's actually right.
Wow.
It actually blew. Yeah, they're built for nuclear war. That's seriously. And they're in all major. I mean, there are a lot of them. They just built to blend in. They don't want anyone, you know what I mean? It's not trying not to draw attention. But yeah, so is what it is, man. Like they can make that go away. They can make that go away. In my own state, people don't talk about it. That's how easy they can condition people. I would be interested to see like a psychological test sample of people who pursue conspiracy theories. People who are watching the show right now are going to watch the show. I'd be interested to see what their profiles look against like what I would consider a normie. Someone who's just living life, watching TV, doing the, soccer mom, dad thing. There has to be something different. Maybe we're just all crazy together and that conditioning doesn't work on us. And we're the black sheep that they're trying to figure out how to weed out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's because I can see so many people that don't even talk about it. When I bring it up, they're like, oh yeah, that did happen. What do you mean that did happen? What do you mean? Of course it happened. On a major holiday, man. This was huge. It's just people, they're just glazed. Like, what's Kardashian's doing? Who's she dating now? Whoa. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer to those questions. I'm still stuck on the other things. But it's amazing. Their ability to condition and move people. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. You can't not be impressed, right? It's amazing.
Well, there's a good book actually. I implore anybody that's interested in like what happened over the past couple of years to go and read it. It's a British author called. Her name escapes me. I forgot. The book's called State of Fear, and it is about the British Nudge Unit and its role within the past 2 years. The British Nudge Unit is incredible, something I'd never heard about. Apparently we have in the UK we have like the most sophisticated social engineering team in the world. To us, it's so good to the point we outsource it. We outsource our like intelligence gathering, social engineering team. I don't know how. I don't even really understand how you boil it down.
When you think of it in those terms too, like what you just said, they outsource. Like, so where does one stop and the other begin? You have a Western government entity.
Yes.
That may differ on small details, but they're all about controlling their populace, truly controlling their populace. And Mr. Squash said no one talks about the Ohio train derailment. I mean, not just Ohio, North Carolina, Texas. Another thing in Texas, what was it? 18,000 cows died in an explosion.
Of heat. Wasn't.
There's so many things about that. Like, so I grew up in a very rural area. I'm familiar with cattle. I'm familiar with a lot of cattle. Those are huge animals. And a fence, I don't care, like any fence to a cow is a suggestion. A fence to a herd of cows is irrelevant. And everything scares them. Everything, like they that's not a big deal. They can get frightened easy or worked up for nothing. And decide, oh, we're all going to run this way. Okay, well, they stop when they choose to stop, and then you got to fix the fence and bring them all back. And 18,000 in one spot. Like, I know there's huge ranges.
About cows are just people that watch the news.
Yes. Like 18,000 in one spot. That's massive, man. Especially, it's a dairy farm. Okay. Well, then they would have multiple milking facilities to rotate through. They would have them broke up. Like 18,000 at once. And then it was from it was from, inhalation and heat. You got to tell me this thing exploded. And it was incredible heat and smoke, and the cows didn't run. 18,000 of them didn't run. All right. Whatever. I guess we're just going to gloss over this one too.
Yeah.
That one kind of struck me as like maybe they discovered mad cow disease or a prion or something, and they're like, we're going to kill all these cows, and we're just not going to say anything.
This right now.
Yeah, we got to do this right now. All of them.
If it wasn't for the food plant sort of fires and stuff like that going on, I'd agree with that. But
so many of those, and nobody talks about that either.
It seems to have stopped now, doesn't it? Seems to have calmed down.
Did it, or they just stopped talking about when it does?
Maybe but it doesn't even seem like obviously it wasn't making the news, but they were kind of getting onto like social media and stuff like that. But there doesn't seem to be any of that anymore. So again, part of me wonders whether we will get back onto whistleblowers and stuff like that in a second, but we know we're kind of still in the area.
We are. Yeah.
It does make me wonder whether all this is just it's all misinformation. Like, is the like the whole obviously the 2012 thing, for instance, wasn't propagated in the media, but it was still given a pretty hefty nudge in the right direction. You had movies, it was on like documentaries on History Channel and stuff like that, and I really got into the 2012 thing, like genuinely to the point where I wouldn't. I don't know if it caused me distress, but I definitely did think. I thought, oh, I think this could be a thing, and again, it was like dot connecting that didn't the dots that didn't need to be connected. I remember finding it really weird that the Xbox 360 was the longest console generation histories, and they stretched that out. And I remember thinking to myself, "Fuck, are these companies just like not making any more tech because they know there's no fucking point anymore?" And
that'd be terrible.
Yeah, it's. I wonder whether it's just there to cause distress to people, because when people are distressed, that it's when people are scared, they're easily controlled. So the talks of even down to the like the most sexy, salacious stuff of the World Economic Forum conspiracy. You know, like that we're going to be in like 1984 / Brave New World. Yeah, we're going to have to live in 15-minute like 15-minute cities. We won't be able to leave them. We'll be able to shop and buy certain amounts of food with our fucking euro pound bucks. It's I wonder whether these things are designed to just, they'll sneak in a couple of them because, you know, it's always good to have a little bit of extra control, but it's more just there to scare people than it is to actually be a path forward.
If you look into like hypnosis or like things to make people suggestible to implant thoughts and things, you need to get people's stressors up. You have to emotionally charge them and keep them that way. Yep. And then you calm them down, right? And then you start making suggestions, and then you keep it calm. And all you're doing is you're rewarding your suggestion with calm, peace, and comfort, right? From all the chaos. And people don't want chaos. They don't want to throw it. Well, not everyone. There's a percentage of the population. And then there's a percentage of the population whose minds don't work that way, and they're not easy to do those kinds of things to. For whatever development. Who knows?
I bet a lot of them are watching this podcast.
The suggestible ones or the crazy ones? Yes,
I don't think it has to be mutually exclusive.
That's funny.
Well,
I got a text message that I can't share. I'll share with you later.
Okay,
but people are always watching. Yeah, so let's change the subject. Whistleblowers.
Yeah, because so the idea of the Arrow thing is that, or part of the Arrow hearings, I think it wasn't it? But they said they were going to set up some sort of unit,
dog and pony show.
Yeah, in which like whistleblowers could come forward. And like as we start with the show, I forget the guy's name that was the start with the show. I know he's on Lex Friedman's podcast. Comes across as unbelievably untrustworthy. Untrustworthy.
Solid individual. Someone with high moral character, high moral fiber.
Does
he have sexual material?
No. He doesn't have sexual material. He might.
Are you sure? But
it's not that person. But like to Gary Nolan, thank you, Stuart Little. The
Stu's always there with the facts.
I know, yeah. Just jump in, Stu. Jump in the show. If you're sat just on your computer, just
you don't even need your pants.
Yeah, you don't need your pants.
I'm not wearing any.
Yeah, let me know if you need a link. I'll pop you the link. They're trying to say that they're going to set up this avenue in which whistleblowers could come forward. I don't feel that you can truly be referred to as a whistleblower if you're coming through a government channel.
That when I heard them put that out, I was like, that tells me two things. One, there are people out there with some kind of information. And two, they don't know who they are. So they know they have a breach. They just don't know who the breach is through. And if they set this up, that's going to come from, I remember, and it's going to be in a confirmed and like classified way. No one's going to know who you are. Only Congress. You're going to be safe. You going to be dead. You be dead. That's what that is. You dead. Yep. You mean you're going to come forward and no one knows you're coming forward, not the media, not anyone else. So there's no safety in being in the public. You're coming forth unknown to Congress. You're going to submit your form. Yeah, no one's going to show up at your house at 3 a.m. Not at all. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Yeah, do that.
Sexy. Stuart can't come on tonight because he's listening in bed. Hot.
Well, we always need facts, Stu. We easily distracted. Squirrel.
Yeah, do you know what it strikes me as? It struck me like when my son does something and I go, just tell me, I won't be angry at you. And then he said, I stuck a hose pipe on the telly. And then I go, you little bastard. That's exactly what this is. It's the US government going, just tell us, we won't be angry at you if you're just honest.
They're absolutely going to be angry. I say that to my kids all the time. If you just tell me, it'll all be okay. Oh, it was me. What?
Do you think there's a chance then that because again we'll drift back towards the fact that I think this is all some sort of overarching game being played with everybody. Does that mean we're going to see a government approved whistleblower come out and start talking about back engineered spacecraft?
Yes.
That's what I think is going to happen.
And I will absolutely not believe them.
No,
because they are pushing a narrative. There's one narrative they want, and there's one that they don't want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
If you talk about it being anything other than nuts and bolts or fitting their storyline, it's clouded, it's shut down, it's pushed to the side. So long as you back this narrative, you're fine. You're good to go. You know, and it's interesting too the way they phrase things. You know, like I think it's very clever, and this is what leads me to believe that Jeremy Corbell has help, or maybe he is just very clever. I don't know. I've never talked to him, so I don't know. It could be brilliant. How he always puts, you know, that these things are threats. The U.S. engages them. He talks a lot about that, and he'll immediately follow with, but you know, we don't want to believe that. You know, it's all government believes that because of XYZ. It doesn't matter. People are going to gravitate towards the most dramatic part of what you said, especially the way he says it. You know, these things are threats, they're engagements. I'm trying to grab titles and headlines. I get that, but that's also what they're taking away. Right?
Do you know what I've been amazed by over the last 24 hours? Well, we know now that Jeremy Corbell and the journalist UFO guy, we know their new UFO from that they put out on the podcast is flares. We've got that. You know, the it matches up. It's a shame, but it is what it is. You know, looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. George Knapp, thank you very much, Mr. Squatch. What would I do without my crowdsourced memory? We know it's nonsense. Yeah, obviously, all right, CNN run it. You expect CNN run it. Fox run it. Yeah, I'll take Fox running it. Do you know what really caught me today? Was did you watch Breaking Points ever? It's do you remember the Asian guy and
that seems racist.
What?
Is that the only descriptor you have?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. I could say brown.
No, let's not do that.
Right. Okay.
We're still on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
All he needs to come home from Thailand to a channel.
Saga, I forgot the white girl's name, Saga and something. I can't remember.
Seems racist too.
They used to be on. I remember the brown guy's name. That's not racist. I forgot the white. She didn't even exist. I didn't even see her because
because she's a woman.
I want to
because she's a woman. Fucking patriarchy, man.
She looked like a woman, but I didn't want to assume that.
You just called her a woman.
So I didn't see them.
That's how we avoid misgendering. I don't see
you. The world is made up. The world is made up by men, women, and John Cena's.
Oh my goodness.
So, Breaking Points. It was the two people. I believe they used to be on The Hill, and they left the Hill because they found the news channel too restricting, and they started their own news network on. They've been on Rogan a few times.
Okay.
They've started their own news network on YouTube called Breaking Points. It's really good. Like, I will watch if I watch any sort of normal news show in the morning when I'm having breakfast, I'll probably check Breaking Points to see what they're saying. But they ran it. They ran the Corbell story with an interview with Corbell about the triangular-shaped UFO that was seen over the army barracks, completely disregarding the fact that is like nothing can ever be 100% disproven. You know, it's like but it is to the point of reasonable doubt. I think that's been pretty debunked now. I can't believe that these news networks, including the one which I thought would have, like, I don't think that they're not. It's not in their interest to go and like debunk UFOs, but you'd think they would just not run the story. So it just shows that nothing is independent.
Yeah, and it's not in like was it Stu had said, I forget which part he's talking about. He said they tried and failed with Lou Elizondo. And to touch on that, when I see Lou Elizondo and these other things like that get for it, what I take away from like very sweeping generalization, right? 50,000 foot kind of viewpoint is, again, let's talk about like the psychological programming and mass manipulation of people.
Crystalline Saga, thank you, Mr. Squatch. I'm just going to like, that's when I'm famous.
What's that?
I'm just going to employ him as my memory.
Squatch.
Yeah, because he is coming in with the fucking save tonight.
He's on it. No, so like when you look at those things from a high perspective and not buying into the narratives that they're putting out, like questioning, right? They're masterful at moving the mass of people, the sands of the Colosseum, right? But us few pebbles that are the outliers, we don't move. And for some reason, they are hell-bent on being involved in moving people in conspiracies, and specifically the UFO and paranormal world. Not like, and why, I don't know.
Paranormal soft, isn't it? It's
paranormal soft
nudging. It's that's daytime. Basic bitch TV watching.
Yes, absolutely. They're trying to figure out right now with the UFO community, and you can see different instances where they're trying to push on like a paranormal spin. Not pushing UFOs into a paranormal spin. They wholeheartedly avoid that. What they're trying to do is slip their fingers into both pies, and they're really focused on the UFO. And it makes me wonder if they're trying to gauge the mass psychology of the people. Like, because those are the conspiracy nuts. We're the outliers. We're the ones on the outside who aren't going to go along. And it makes me think that that's a big enough spectrum, right? When they're figuring out who's who, they're like, we can't get this global domination thing going until we can get everybody on board and we can figure out how to push everything. So we just need to keep trying, need to keep pushing. And those beautiful people who are following us and all these other shows, they ferret that out and they're like, man, I'm not doing that. It doesn't make sense. They're the same people that aren't getting poked in the arm. They have to figure out how to deal with those people. I think they're still working at it. There's something about it, like their tests and their, methods just aren't working. So they just keep trying. I think it's partly that and partly controlling a narrative.
I still believe that there is, if there is any, hang on a second.
Achoo. What are we waiting on?
We were waiting on a sneeze that didn't arrive.
Jeez.
I think, well, just before I say this, like Stuart just said, what's the
end game?
What's the end game? I think the end game is control.
Maybe they got it though. They have 85%. Easy. They're in control. The rest of us aren't going to do anything. We can't. They can steer the ship anywhere they want.
I think that's it. I mean, the only thing is maybe they're right. That's the other thing is that we again, this is more Rockfin type stuff, so I'll glance, but there's probably a good chance that if you listen to this, you are skeptical about things getting warmer all of a sudden. And
he's not gonna have a channel, man.
I am indifferent to warmth. I'm indifferent. I'm comfortable in cold and warm temperatures. I'm ready for both.
We're gonna put that to the test when you come out.
I'll sweat a lot, but I'll be all right.
So will everybody else. You'll be fine.
But what if that's right? What if that's 100% bang on? Like, what?
I've thought about that.
Yeah. So, and what if the case is like, fuck, lads, if we don't like right this ship, and we went through the 90s, we all had a good time, but like we need to get rid of some motherfuckers.
If they were going to do that, they'd be taking more drastic measures. You know what I often think it is?
I think the last 2 years was pretty drastic. If depending on the scale,
maybe. But they didn't affect the masses that breed the fastest. You know what I mean? Like they didn't go up, they didn't push hard into India. They, did or didn't they push hard into China? Did or didn't they push hard into the African continent? Did or didn't they push hard into South Africa? No, they didn't. There was a West focus.
That's a really, really fucking good point.
So it makes me wonder, is it about belief? Do they want our belief? Do they want our faith in what they say?
That's really good. I like that. I've never thought of that. I mean, because there was even a there was even a point, wasn't there, where people were saying like, this is awful because underprivileged countries aren't getting the juice.
Yeah, they got totally passed over.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe it is. See, I'm still. I don't think it's no secret to anyone listening to this podcast, anyone watching this live stream, anyone that probably fucking knows me, to be perfectly honest. If they were sat down and had like an honest conversation, they'd probably say, "Oh, Lee, yeah, Lee's nice. He's not a bad drummer. He's quite funny sometimes, but he does believe there's a global cabal that's trying to take over the world that probably has roots deeply embedded in some sort of satanic religion."
100%.
And that's my one. If you there's a few conspiracies that are sort of ongoing right now, and I see evidence of this everywhere.
We're teasing that Rockfin show, huh?
Oh yeah. I can't fucking wait to do a show about satanic imagery in pop culture. Like I'm salivating at the idea of researching that. The thing is, I don't believe that can just be one side. So, like, if there's a nasty...
Now, this is the part of the conversation that YouTube will not like.
Yeah, if there's a nasty deep state.
Yeah. So what about whistleblowers?
Yeah. No, but well, yeah.
Yeah. Right?
You're probably right, because we're supposed to believe. We're kind of supposed to believe in the deep state in the same way. That's what's propagated. And it's all of it is. It's all there to make people go, nothing I can do about this.
Nothing.
The deck's stacked. The game's won. I should probably just do what I'm told. If I'm quiet and I do what I'm told, then my kids will be all right, and then we can just live our lives.
When the only thing that really matters is what you do.
Mm.
It's the only thing that matters. Nothing else. Everything else is nonsense. What matters is what you do. What do you believe? What do you have faith in? What do you do? That's the only thing that matters. Dun, dun, dun.
I am Kai spitting the absolute facts.
He just had, I am Kai has not talked to you enough. Like, he should be on the same. chat, I am with you. He or she or they
I've
them will have a
literally got,
vastly different.
Yeah, I've got like 2 hours in me, and then for the rest of the 24, 20. Yeah, see, the rest of the 24 hours after the 2 hours. There you go.
There's 26 hours in a day. Yeah,
Yeah.
Excellent comment, Kai. Well proven. I am Kai. He's a genius. Yeah, I'm good for 2 hours, but the other 24 hours of the day, I'm just shite. What? Did you just tell me there were 26 hours in the daily?
How deep?
And that's a sample of the normal conversation.
Yeah,
the only difference is
I'm okay for.
The only difference is
rest,
Ollie isn't bombarding the chat with pictures of his anus and or penis. If you were to add that in, these are the people I talk to daily. Yeah, that's a sample of my life. Maybe I'm going to get a better assignment one day.
I think we should have 33 hours in the day.
I don't. There's a dictator who actually added more days to the year and I think months to the year, so he would stay younger longer. More hours to the day too.
I heard that.
Yeah. He just changed it.
Yeah, he just fudged the numbers. Like, I'm not 50. I'm 28.
He can be whatever he wants to be. Yeah, because he's a dictator.
I must admit, as I'm Kai popped up here, so like time doesn't really exist. You're right.
No, he says time does really exist. You read that wrong. Which is
see,
more illustration.
No, sorry. See, look.
Oh.
5D chess.
Yeah, no, you two should be texting each other. Is what it is. Yep, it gets me too.
But I would, if a dictator would happen to come along and say, "Gonna look, guys, 3-day weekends, 7-day weeks," I'd be down. I could get so much more done with some extra weekdays.
Then you can just have them.
No, I can't. No,
yeah,
I can't
just keep working.
No, because the other stuff comes round quicker. If there was extra days in the middle, all the clubs and stuff I have to do as a father, they wouldn't be there. Band practice wouldn't be there coming around so quickly. I would have 2 extra days to do shit. To be more.
You know what you do? Just sleep 4 hours a night.
No, because I think that's bad for you. I don't agree with that.
No, it'd give you 22 hours a day by your math.
Yeah.
Get things
and
done.
I would be dead by the time I was fucking 60.
I sleep about 4 or 5 hours a night.
That's
why I message you guys. I'm awake.
It fucking ruins your testosterone as a man, doesn't it? If you get too little sleep.
Your amount of sleep that you do or don't get is a totally genetic thing. Everybody's different.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. Within reason.
Yeah, within reason. Yeah. So it just is what it is. But I don't know, man. But so what were we talking about today? Oh yeah. Whistleblowers. Whistle. Yeah, man. Anyone that comes forward, it seems to be with anything legitimate or changing or that was outside of some kind of a scheduled thing, they are crucified. Crucified. Look at Julian Assange.
Yes. I mean, that guy's getting tortured to death. There is no
now that he's in U.S. custody, how long is it going to be till he comes out as a
woman?
Wish
people would stop fucking asking where Ollie is.
He's in Thailand. He just got out of jail.
Yes.
All right. He's getting extradited from the country. He can't go back. He'll be here soon. Obviously, his holiday wasn't supposed to be this long. If that's the sort of person you want to support, if that's one of the person you want to support, then fine. But I'm just saying, I will pretend it never happened when he came back, just like Holly Willoughby did for years. But I get the point.
But he is the Philip Schofield to my Holly Willoughby.
Don't know who that is either. All I can tell you that is Ollie wasn't the predator; he was the victim. All right.
Oh,
yeah.
Are you
He's
sure?
still not allowed back. That's an entirely different topic. Let's be honest. Ollie's not a predator in any sense of the form. It's not him.
No, that's
He's
fair.
always
He's
the power bottom every time.
Yeah.
What it was he was too much of a power bottom, and the attacker felt, uncomfortable with the situation. So really, when you think about it, Ollie may or may not have taken it. I can't say these words, but you get what I'm saying, right? From the bottom, through enthusiasm.
He did.
Yeah,
he turned that situation around with one orgasm.
Yeah, as I understand, or at least 5, 6 maybe. As I understand, his attacker is still in therapy.
Oh, he's here.
Good. Share that one with your mom. His mother was there. So what does that say?
Do you know what I haven't done? I hadn't even thought of this. It's too late now because obviously, if I post here, I post as Alien Addict. I could have pretended to be Ollie for 2 weeks.
I figured you were.
I am so stupid.
Well, it's not your fault. There's only 26 hours in the day, Lee.
I know, yeah. It's not enough time to learn.
Yeah, man. Where are you supposed to get in that education, bro? Well, one of them learning houses. Who's got time for that?
It's why my
only 10 days in the week.
I hate writing all at England. Yeah, Julian Assange, they're just fucking torturing that man, and eventually he'll die.
He's going to be a woman when he comes out.
Story. Well,
he's going to be a woman when he comes out.
Maybe.
That's what they did the last one. That's what listening to Britney Spears with strobe lights for 26 hours a day, 10 days a week will do to you in solitary confinement.
There's
who knows how many drugs they had him on. Like he's the original. What was that guy's name? Who snapped? He's the one that released
the guy that was Chelsea Manning.
Chelsea Manning. Yeah, that wasn't his original name, but it is now.
No.
Yeah. So think of that. They when you saw him come out, he was white as a ghost. That guy had not seen daylight. He had been nothing but
trans before it was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was electroshocks, waterboarding, and sleep deprivation. And he
incidentally, what they're going to try and bring into primary schools soon, but
rightfully so. Those kids are bastards, man.
I know, yeah, fucking balance.
How dare they be kids? And you telling me my kid's acting like a kid? Shit.
Sorry. Moody Mongol at Alien Addict Lee has absolutely not made any your mum jokes at your expense while you've been away. He's been a good lad. Thank you, Moody Mongol.
He's got your back.
Yeah.
I've actually been texting the mom jokes to Ollie, and he's been sending me pictures of his mom.
I've been texting Ollie's mom.
That's true. For anyone out there.
Yeah. Like I say, the whistleblowers aren't treated well. Like Edward Snowden as well. Like
not if you're a real whistleblower. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that's the only the only thing I would say about Snowden is, and I know I said this on Friday's show as well, I think he's kind of been like the best and worst thing to happen to surveillance.
Yeah.
Because he shone a light on it and everyone went, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And then that's the whole that thing came in as far as if you're not doing anything wrong, then what are you scared of? And do you know what I feel like saying to people like that? Because it doesn't need to be something wrong. It doesn't need to be something illegal. I feel everybody that says that should be forced to share their internet history for the last 8 months.
Publicly.
Yeah.
Right across from the church they attend and where their kids go to school.
Yeah. Just supposed to. Your friends won't judge you for the fact that you like watching fucking people drink piss. it's
our trainees get pegged.
Fucking kinks run deep, motherfucker, and everyone's got one somewhere. Mine's always
pretty
mom.
normal. Mine's always mom.
Luckily for us, all his mums is younger men. But fuck. I'm probably gonna.
You're gonna meet her at some point, right? I hope that's on camera.
I pretend these people aren't real.
Oh,
and then all of a sudden I'm faced with them and like, oh shit, I was trying to be funny.
Oh no, that's when you lean in harder.
Yeah.
Lean in hard. What we got to lose at this point?
You
can't backtrack.
I'm truly a lovely person. Just ask Guy.
He's not. But yeah, no, I mean, any real whistleblower that I think comes forward, you can tell by how they're treated. Like Snowden. Snowden was I would say, the smartest of them. Due to his interesting background and training, he was able to get out of their kill path, and now he's in Russia, mostly as a middle finger to the United States and the Western world. And now he lives his life in exile. He can never go home again. That's what happens to a whistleblower. He doesn't go live and start a business selling nuclear products in Michigan.
Nope.
That's not what happens to a whistleblower. A whistleblower doesn't go and start a whorehouse in Vegas. It's not what a whistleblower does. Whistleblowers, the rest of their life is nuked from orbit. Like, that's it. They're done.
Do you think he thought he could actually change something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, here's my humble opinion. I think he's a hero.
No, I think he's a hero. I think Julian Assange is a hero too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. These guys put it in, and they've suffered for it. Truly suffered for it.
Let's fucking face it. Essentially, all because people turn around and say that Julian Assange was is in prison for journalist. He wasn't even a journalist. He was a fucking publisher.
Mm-hmm.
A publisher.
That's right. Yeah. But you can't talk about Hillary Clinton sacrificing her chicken to Moloch in her backyard.
No, you can't.
No. That
won't go down well, Dave.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's out there. It's 100% real.
It's on the WikiLeaks emails.
Away.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's in the emails. And it is a bizarre exchange that makes no sense.
Yeah, we should, again, on a Rockfin show, is go through those emails, because it's not even the even if you take the wild conspiracies that surround them away, they're still talking in code. And it's, if you read those under the preconceived notion that that they are talking in some sort of code, then it's interesting anyway, regardless of what the code words are, whether it's something fucking rough as fuck or something else. It's just interesting that they're there, and even the UFO stuff that's in them as well. That was one of the weird things about WikiLeaks, actually, was the lack of UFO stuff.
They're not focused on that. They're focused on other things, more spiritual things. That's where the focus is, right?
But this is my thing with I feel if
I like to feel Holly's mom.
If the UFO stuff was actually real, and I really am drifting towards the thing where I just don't believe these things are nuts and bolts craft. I don't believe there's back engineering going on. I don't think that's possible with what these things are. Sorry, go.
Holly just said his mom's been watching. I hope you do meet her. I'm at least a continent away. Oh God, when you go meet him, I hope she's there. I gotta talk to Ollie on the side and make that happen, man. Just so I can see your face drop. Always.
It was the pigeon.
That's awesome.
What was I saying before?
I have no idea.
No, neither do I. I'm gonna have to speak to this man about disguises.
He can definitely help you.
Oh,
no, it'll be fine. I'm sure she has a lovely sense of humor.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
of course she doesn't. You're gonna find out.
Yeah, there was ways of me. She still kept Dolly, so you know.
Yeah, she's got to be compassionate. She didn't give him away or anything.
Looking down at that like mixture of arms and legs and flesh, go, well, we'll just fucking see what the roll of dice is here.
I mean, especially after the Thailand thing.
After the third time he walked into a wall, and you know you've not got a doctor.
Yeah, you should see the list of countries all he's not allowed to go back to. Suddenly you understand why he necessarily wasn't the victim. He's a predator with bait.
Yeah. I truly like believe that I took the trust that was given to me in running the shows while I was on holiday and
set it on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I probably did. But sorry, just quick back to the WikiLeaks thing. I felt that if it was real, there would have been something else come through on WikiLeaks.
It would have been a better topic of discussion. Yeah. It you would think it would, right? Like that logic would say that. Like if this is something they're super passionate about, they would have talked about it more.
Well, just because it would have been so massive, wouldn't it? It would have been so huge. I mean, I'm like the UFO man is Bob Lazar classed as a whistleblower. I mean, like he came out with a pseudonym. Like he came out as Dave, Barry, Bob,
something like that. Yeah.
Bob. Yeah.
I mean, he's either a whistle or a blower. I don't think he's both.
But he was blacked out. He was given government secrets away. So I don't know what. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. But I don't
nothing
know,
happened to him.
I don't know what more. I mean, he's looked at as a whistleblower. I think that's the best way to say.
You know what happens when you give government secrets away? Look at any of the people we've been talking about. That's what happens. And that's what happens if you go loud enough.
Not good things.
Yeah, not good things. That's what happens if you go loud enough that people can hear you and they can't deny it. If you'd have done like Bob Lazar and you go to the local news station, you know what happens? He gets thrown in a black bagged with a big van with a bunch of angry men, right? And then the reporter he talks to, the same thing happens to them. And that reporter goes back to work and he never talks about it again. Keeps his mouth shut.
Was it a lawyer? There is someone. I mean, there's a few on the infamous kill list.
Which one? Don't say the name. I was just joking.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Antichrists. I can't remember. I was trying to do the stuff today, and my son was talking to me while I was trying to do some research for this, and I knew what it was beforehand. I was just brushing up. It was, I think it might have been a lawyer, and this lawyer hung themselves, and then after hanging themselves, got themselves on top of a table and shot themselves in the top of the chest.
You want to be thorough.
With a shotgun.
Were they German?
I can't remember.
They're very thorough people.
But yeah, so good. They killed her twice. But
that's what we call a statement.
Yeah,
yeah.
Whole family. There was another. I think it was another lawyer as well. It was involved.
And I think it's a really good time to bring up that I think Bill Gates is a wonderful guy.
Oh,
and
awesome,
phenomenal businessman. You know what I mean? And he's obviously a monopolist, but he's good at it.
Look,
and Jared Kushner, not saying that they have anything to do with each other, because I don't know if they do or I don't care. I'm just saying he's a handsome, wonderful man. And his family, salt of the earth. Salt of the earth.
The worst thing that ever happened to America was Bill Clinton standing down. If he was guilty of anything, it was loving too much.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, right? Yeah.
He just sprayed that love around.
Yeah, he did. You could ask his son in Arkansas. Or his son's mom.
No, because that person doesn't exist, obviously.
Oh no, they exist. I mean, it's like saying Justin Trudeau has nothing to do with Fidel Castro. What is it? I saw a meme
That's
that just
real cunt. He's the worst, I think. Like
Fidel Castro or Trudeau.
Trudeau. As far as
the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No, I don't get me wrong. I don't think he's like the evilest, but I think him. I think you really saw the ones which were
bastards.
Yeah. Him, the woman from New Zealand.
He's a dictator's son. What would you expect?
I suppose so. Yeah, he slid into that pretty easily.
Fidel sure did.
One from New Zealand as well. The premier from Australia. Like these are cunts, man.
Terrible people. Yeah, there's a funny meme out there. It's like, I said, if you want happiness in life as a man, find a woman who looks at you like Justin Trudeau's mom looks at Fidel Castro. There's some really good ones. Like, wow, that's something. That goes back to the whole global cabal thing. We talk about that more in Redfin. Yeah, and see, I don't mind telling that I don't like Justin Trudeau, because he is not the same caliber of person as Jared Kushner or Bill Gates.
No,
those guys get things done.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird how I wonder if it takes just the right mix of psychopath, then you get the right mix of like drive, determination, opportunities.
So that's all great and grand. You can have that, but the power that they wield, how do you get that?
It's wild.
Where did you get? You didn't get that in one generation. That didn't happen at one time. It's not a business. There's lots of billionaires in the world.
Yeah,
they can't achieve things like some billionaires, some not even billionaires, some millionaires. These people that have power, that have unbelievable influence. People we won't talk about here.
Some of them own pizza shops.
Some of them do. Some of them own pizza shops and hot dog carts and chicken stores.
Yeah.
Some of them ship chicken and hot dogs internationally. Maybe pizza too.
But by the hundreds of thousands.
From Haiti.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough. Yeah. Must be good because it's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. What's wrong with the world?
Lots.
How did we get here? Has it always been like this?
Go follow.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. It's a good point. Hey, you know what we should do? We should definitely go check us out on Rockfin. That's where all the fun stuff's going to be. We should see if anyone wants to come on and say hi. We've been to the hour mark.
Oh yeah, no, we're not going to do that anymore.
Come on, why? What happened?
Oh no,
what happened?
Well,
something bad happened?
No. I just think it's best. But I think it's best to keep those for special occasions.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. I'm also definitely not doing it while he's away. Because if he,
that's a good point.
Yeah, if this ship's going down, it's not going
down. It's got to be on him.
It's got to be on him.
Yeah. And he would definitely sink it because he would put it back on Twitter. Again. Or maybe worse, he'd put it on what is it? TikTok. Get some quality people from TikTok.
TikTok, like there's one, right? And now I've been using TikTok a lot more now. And I don't like the privacy shit that goes on with, but I don't like the privacy that goes on any social media. Do you know what I mean?
Nothing's private. Just
because TikTok steal all the stuff off my phone, I'm no more comfortable with TikTok stealing it than Instagram stealing it. And if you're more comfortable with fucking an American company stealing it than a Chinese company, that's a bit racist.
Well, the thing is, the Americans will sell it to the Chinese, and the Chinese will sell it to the Americans.
I know. Yeah,
it's not like they're keeping it for themselves.
Oh, I genuinely think the reason that they've gone after TikTok, or like pretending using the guise of going after TikTok, but in a way, is it's perfect. They're not playing to the same rules as like media censorship is on the other big platforms like YouTube, and because you can pretty much say what you fucking want on TikTok. Like, people keep turning around and say, "Oh, my account got banned" and stuff. They ban you for nudity most of the time. I know lots of like models. I know quite a successful Instagram model actually, and she's lost an account on TikTok because of like underwear stuff that she's put up on, and like they're not into that. Like, Chinese not into the nudity side of it, but you can talk about all the fucking breaded pizza fence. You want to, you can talk about the heavy hitter of the conspiracy realm on that. And I think they've found the perfect vehicle for it. And I don't know whether this is good or bad, because some people, some like conspiracy TikTokers, have got really good to just boiling down the facts of a conspiracy to 3 minutes, to 60 seconds. And you just watch this and they can give you the fucking proper beats of what these things are. And I think that fucking terrifies the people that want internet censorship, because it's not, so. Yeah, because you're not just given, you not only you given like the. I think it was easy before, because like you'd have like David Icke or something like that on YouTube putting a video out that was like 2.5 hours long, and it like if you watch that, you're already in. You're already in the circle if you're watching that. Same as if you are part of the live, which is watching this an hour and 17 minutes.
One of us.
Yo, absolutely. You are amongst friends.
Oh yeah, you're not even the craziest person here. Welcome. Not by a long shot. You still got pants on? You're top tier, man. You're top tier. I don't know if you saw this Moody put out there. He's like, Black Star has now been added to the Justin Trudeau MIB hit list. Yeah, but they're Canadians. I'm not worried about it. Yeah. Not at all. Now, John McAfee, there's a funny story from Moody Mongol. John McAfee. Is he gone? You think he's dead?
I don't think so. I think he escaped.
I think he's dead.
Joe, the only look, he faked his death in a hospital before to stop himself going to prison. Everything. I think, because I don't think Epstein's dead.
Epstein is not dead. No. Did you see that footage from his island? Dude's back on his island.
That's fucking wild, isn't it?
Why wouldn't he be? What does he have to fear?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Because you are literally talking about people with ultimate power, ultimate power, unstoppable, ungovernable power. I think he Epsteined himself, but that's the difference. I think Epstein got out. Yeah, I think Epstein got out. I think imagine, right? You just imagine the amount of little crypto wallets McAfee had lying around, with a fucking 200 mil here, 500 mil there, a billy over there in this one, all in crypto. Right? Imagine if you're in there and you say, "Look, I can give you the key to this wallet, and in this wallet there is like X. I'll give you half of the key now, and then when I'm out and safe and everything's fine, I will give you the last 16 digits or whatever it is to the key of this wallet. Like, tell me a fucking Spanish fucking police officer that isn't going to say, follow me, Mr. McAfee. Follow me.
I could definitely see it. He's a smart enough guy to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely hope so. I genuinely hope so. I hope he got away.
That was a fucking rock star.
Yeah. I kind of wish Epstein hadn't got away.
But
whatever. It's outside of my control. I got this little place, and that's it.
I see a lot of McAfee in Musk, actually.
We'll see how that goes.
Musk hasn't got to the makes me wonder how high you have to go. You know, we seem to think that like the minute you're Rogan or the minute you're fucking whoever the fucking last anchor of like CNN was or something like that, you think, oh well, if you get to there, you're allowed in. You're in the fucking thing. They let you in the door.
No,
I don't.
Rogan will never be let in. Yeah, Rogan will be told what to do,
Mm.
and I think at a certain point he's going to have to do it. I think he probably already has. You know, in all seriousness.
I think it's what I mean. I still like the Joe Rogan experience. It's not as risky.
Mm-mm.
The only thing I would say about that is I think that show over the last 3 years probably saved a lot of lives.
There's the guy doing a show in a podcast that I like right now is a guy named Sean Ryan.
I like Sean Ryan's show. I listened to that the other day.
I listened to his stuff. Yeah,
it's really good. Yeah.
The last thing he had about
he's
that, he's an ex-Navy SEAL who became a CIA contractor for a while,
right?
And then he has a little bit more of a colored past beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a very interesting dude. He's a very interesting character. He's here in Tennessee, and he just don't give a fuck. And more than that, like when it comes to the kids thing, he's all on board. He's like, this is the worst thing ever. Like, you know who Jim Caviezel is? The guy that was Jesus and Passion of the Christ.
Yes.
Okay. You know he has a new movie coming out.
Yes.
Do you know what it's about?
Yeah. Is that about the Chrome?
Not so much. It's called Sound of Freedom. It's about child trafficking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the international business. It's based off a true story, true events. And it's an like the real events behind it. And I look at someone like Rogan and I'm like, man, you could really bring awareness to something that is truly evil on a global scale. Not that he has to. I'm not saying it's an obligation or anything, but he does put forward this air of, I want to try and help humanity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
This is an excellent opportunity. Maybe he doesn't travel in a circle. Maybe his friends don't talk about it, whatever. Who knows? But I could see Sean Ryan trying to get him on. And Sean Ryan's been trending on the podcast. Like he's making his way up fast. My problem is
I remember
I'm worried about him.
Yeah, I remember watching the interview with, did you say, what's his name? John Ryan?
Sean Ryan.
I remember watching the interview with him.
Sean Ryan of Vigilance Elite, the Sean Ryan Show. He's on Twitter. He's on Instagram.
No. Jim Caviezel. Sorry, that's Jim Caviezel. I was going there. I remember watching the interview with him.
He got changed, man. He got changed making that Passion of the Christ, and since then he's been on a whole different thing. Yeah,
interesting. It's interesting where he is. I think given his connection with Mel Gibson as well. And
I think that's interesting as well.
Yeah, I think that's huge. It's mega.
That's a Rockfin show. We should we should watch that movie and then review it on Rockfin.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to do a load of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson be one. I'd fucking love to speak to that man.
He'd be interesting. He would be interesting.
It's those ones. There's some people out there which I think are. There seems to be certain people that they are talented enough to still make the system a load of money. So the people that are in there that are still there just to make money want these people around. The two that really come to mind were Mel Gibson and Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I didn't think about him, but you're right. Yeah.
And I think those people looked through the door and went, "You are okay. I'm good out here. I'm just going to keep writing stuff and I'm going to keep making fucking blockbuster movies and you guys can get the fuck away from me."
Yeah, I want no part of that.
Yeah. And I think they're the interesting ones. And you see, I think they've done the they were successful enough that the industry still needed them enough for them not to need the industry. They had escape velocity. I hear a lot of people refer to it as, when you talk about people getting away from the sort of the system of media. When you have someone like Isaac Cappy, and we will get, I guarantee we have at least limited demonetization on this episode just because of saying his name. He was a bit part actor, like speaking parts in big films, but only for like 30 seconds. He still needed to be on the inside. And I think that's what sent him fucking crazy, is because he knew to carry on going. He had to move with the industry the way it wanted it to.
Yeah.
He didn't have escape velocity.
Yeah, he had to do what he was told.
But yeah, it's the guys that are talented enough to stick around and not be part of it.
Have you ever wondered why there's no females coming out talking about that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's wild.
Isn't that weird?
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about that. I was like, you see the guys that are like, and they don't really come out and talk about it. They just kind of hint at it or they avoid it. Well, that's not true. What was that? There was one chick I heard talk about it. Woa Vicky. Don't know who she is.
The other girl as well from
Anyway, she was going to like a Hollywood party, and to go to the party, she had to sign in like blood and like various other things. And she's like, "I'm not going." And they're like, "This is going to be huge for your career. You have to do this." And she's like, "I'm not doing it. Absolutely, I'm not doing it." And she's like, "My career suffered. I don't care. Like I'm not doing that. I don't know what you guys are into. You're not taking my phone. I have to know where I'm going. And no, I'm not signing shit in blood. Like not gonna happen." But there's that desperation that these people are willing to do anything. Of course, that's where all the predators go play, right? They get the power, they can wield it over anyone, and they make you do anything you want or anything they want.
And that's the thing. It doesn't have to be real either.
It
could
real.
Just be like, because human nature is to want power, I think. Like we are a survival of the fittest predator. And like you say, the predator's going to go to Hollywood, because if Hollywood's the thing where you take vapid people, which some people are talented, acting's really fucking hard. So yeah, it's like, but there's also a lot of people that want to get into acting that don't.
Did you freeze up? Did my connection go bad? I think Lee's having technical difficulties. So you'll be with the soothing tones of L. Dave on the Black Star Paranormal, checking you out at weekdays at noon. I can't hear you. This is what we get for talking about this kind of conspiracies too.
How we doing?
Now I'm hearing you through your computer's mic.
Now I can't hear you at all.
This is what happens when we talk about these things. We told everyone Jared Kushner is a great guy, as is Bill Gates.
Oh, fuck me.
You there?
Yeah, can you hear me now? Is everything
I can
good?
hear you now.
Right.
This is what we get for talking about this kind of shit.
I know.
I told you, Bill Gates is a great guy. You know, he's got a lot of
Awesome.
friends. Most of them are dead.
Awesome.
But
I said last week on this very show, I wished him all the best in his farming
I
endeavors.
wish him health and a long life.
All of it. All of it.
I'm not eating any meat or
I like
products.
I like to take my health advice from him. You know, it's like
no, I'm not doing that. But you know, I think he's a brilliant businessman, and you know, wish you all the best there, pal. And Jared Kushner's a great guy.
Jesus Christ, she's connected.
That would explain Ollie, wouldn't it?
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Did you know his name? Oh, his mum's name is Hillary.
I actually don't know. I just call her Ollie's mom.
No. I don't know what.
Kind of like Stifler's mom. I just call her MILF. That's about it.
No, I'm not. I'm beyond. I'm above it. I'm above all of it.
You're above her. Yeah, you are. Let's not talk about where we want to be. Let's talk about where we are.
It's gone.
He's like, no, my friends will do the podcast. It will be fine. What we do, shit on him for weeks.
I mean, to be fair,
she's an attractive lady. Yeah.
Friday shows without Ollie have gone fucking gangbusters.
I wasn't going to say that. I thought that would be a bit of a...
I'm just pointing out that maybe Ollie's been holding his channel back all this time.
Best thing you could have done for it, what? Not be on it.
But I mean, we're already talking back at Alien Addict HQ in the boardroom. Whether it's worth...
So worth having Ollie back on?
No. We'll keep him around. You can't do stuff like that. We keep him around.
We'll let him go up to the tower and ring the bell.
But like a permanent holiday. Like, it's just like, you're off to Ibiza this week. Oh, you fucking go.
Yeah, he almost had that permanent holiday against his will in Thailand. He's just lucky that guy wanted to drop the charges and didn't want to talk about it in court. I mean, if I were him, I wouldn't want to talk about it either. I won't admit to that.
No. It didn't help, though, when he had to give a statement in crayons.
Well, and he is dyslexic. I think it was the drawings, the vivid drawings. Your statement's a comic book?
It's like, where could you draw where Ollie?
He's sculpting his statement. The sad thing is, he can definitely do it. I'll give him that. He's a very talented guy.
It's when somebody says, "Can you tell me where he touched me? Where he touched you?" And they just draw a circle. It's like there's not a centimeter that hasn't been intruded.
I think what really got him out of the country was when he sculpted the prolapse. And life size.
Oh, well, do you know what? At an hour and 33 minutes, and we've drifted here.
It's descended into madness.
I think it's descended into madness. I think we can. I think we can happily pull the plug on this. And if nothing else, if we've learned nothing else today, we've learned that Bill Gates is a lovely guy.
Wonderful man.
Yeah, we've learned that Ollie's mom is accommodating.
She's got a high tolerance level. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know, he's still in her good graces. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, and if you're an actual whistleblower, you're gonna get fucked the fuck up.
Yeah, you're dead, man.
Yeah, you're not gonna get
keep your mouth shut. Keep those secrets. No, keep those secrets to yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you can yell enough, if you can yell loud enough, quick enough, all you're gonna do is end up in Russia for the rest of your life, in Siberia. Congratulations.
I bet he's living a good life. I bet Snowden is living a good life in Russia.
Probably.
Wouldn't it be wild? Wouldn't it be wild if the whole like propagation of like a third world war was just like a dick swinging competition because there's people still butthurt over the Snowden shenanigans.
I got to be honest. It's that hat. I guarantee you that is part of it.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that is part of it. Yeah, because the people making these decisions with the hurt egos are not the ones in the front lines. They're not the ones who have to risk anything. It's not their kids going off to war. It's someone else, and they can feel important because you're not gonna. It's like every other fucking politician piece of shit out there, man. They're all scumbags. All scumbags, 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even how I really feel. That's me holding back. But
well, hopefully before the week is out, you won't be able to hold back. First episode should be up this week.
I'm gonna stick my dick
do you know what I thought today?
What?
I want you to do a show. I don't want you to do a show about AI.
Nude?
No, only so we can call the show. I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that.
You can call it anyway. It's not my real name, so that's fine.
Please say this.
It's actually not.
Fucking, where am I going and who am I staying? I'm gonna be
fine. You've seen my real name. You've seen my real name in the emails.
Oh yes, yeah, I have.
Yeah. As far as you know.
Right. Before we go.
That's right. You got an email. That must be the truth.
Because it's yeah. Just that's how I got in touch with the guy from South Africa that knew my uncle that died.
How's that working out? How's that inheritance going?
I'm just waiting. It's
waiting for it to get wired in now.
It's all in Bitcoin. They've got it. They can't open the wallet just yet. So I just have to keep sending like £100 a month, and that just keeps the account open.
Yeah, definitely.
My friends last night, I had a gig with a band, and
nice.
I was playing the band we were supporting with. Are also really good friends of mine. In fact, the drummer from the band we were supporting, I was his best man. And we were talking about stuff like that. They were talking about me going to America. Ben is who we've met. That was the drummer from the band we were supporting, who we've mentioned on the podcast before. He's an avid listener of this show. He will have caught up probably in about 6 weeks. It was decided because like various members of my friends are involved with the Arts Council over here, that when I don't come back,
they're going to put you on a milk carton.
No, they're going to get the funding together and then make a documentary where they go to America, and so they get a free holiday out of it.
So they want to disappear too?
to try and find out what happened to me.
Do you have any idea how thorough I am? I'm a professional.
Look, I'm just happy I'm not going to be lonely.
A bunch of unarmed, Manxed men coming to look for you.
And women. There'll be Manxed women as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, I don't have any use for them.
So, some more sturdy than others.
Oh, well, then we'll see.
Other than that, right, if you're still looking at this, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you're still here, you're a prick.
Subscribe to the Rockfin, man.
Oh no, absolutely go subscribe to the Rockfin.
Yeah.
We need to start putting the link to that in the description, and I will do it.
We should do a show called "Subscribe to the Rockfin."
Immediately. The first Rockfin episode is going to be called "Keep on Rockfin in a Free World."
You're very proud of that, aren't you?
I'm unbelievably proud of it.
I can see the excitement. Yeah. Yeah, it's like he's been waiting this whole show to say the title.
I will put the link to our Rockfin in the description. It's not hard. It's rockfin.com/alienaddict. Fucking who'd have thought about it? But everyone's lazy. They want to click a fucking link.
That seems like an unbelievably long title.
Yeah. But yeah, seriously, if you haven't subscribed and you are still here, then you clearly enjoy this fucking madness. So please go and subscribe to it. Makes me happy. It gives my life like some semblance of meaning.
That's why he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah, it is. It stops Ollie crying himself to sleep.
He cries. It's the pain. That's what Ollie's crying about. It's a physical thing.
It's so weird. Like when you're hollow in the soul, but you're also hollow in the anus. It's not.
Well, he has to go to Turkey and get that surgery, so he'll feel stuffed then.
Turkey could fit a whole fucking cow up there. Yeah, apart from that, yeah, go do the rock thing, do the likes and some subscribes. Ollie will be back. Yeah, Ollie will be back next week. So it'll just be he'll be starting the show on Friday. How exciting is that? And we can go back to having like 2 viewers probably. And no, I'm just joking. Ollie's fucking great. That's his mom. Bye.
No, let my friends take over the show. It'll be fine.
Our breaking news this evening is the identity of the man who sent the Obama administration into defend and explain mode this week. His name is Edward Snowden. He's an American former CIA employee and computer technician.
The creation of a whistleblowers program specifically that allows people from within, I'm going to say this, who've been working on the reverse engineering program.
Well, there's several, actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs, that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
No, I mean, serious, a prolapse like that, like that's major reconstructive surgery. Like he's gonna have to get that taken care of. But I'm impressed from what I've heard of the grip strength is.
You talk about
you wouldn't think you have muscle control once it hangs out like that.
You talk about Bob Lazar, about re-engineering something. Imagine re-engineering your entire asshole.
Yeah, his whole inside's just hanging out. I mean, how does he keep stuffing it back in? How does he have a seat cushion that works?
I think the big question
is there always wet spots left behind, like after he gets up.
There's a more like deeper philosophical,
deeper, all right.
Yeah,
that's how we got in that situation.
At what point does a man stop being a man and become a bag?
I don't know. If we're rating on prison wallets here, he's like a god. You know, that guy goes to like proper jail. He's gonna be able to take like a big screen TV with him. Fuck, he's gonna be popular. What'd you bring in here? I bring a sofa. How? Prison wallet. What? That's a full size sofa. I know. Got a TV too. Computer.
He's driving around the yard in a Mercedes.
Dorm fridge. What the hell, man?
You brought your fucking house. You've got a house here. How did you get the house here?
He's kind of like a snail if he could crawl inside it. He's got like a void. It's like Doctor Who. It's like Doctor Who in the ass. It's bigger on the inside. No, my friends run the show. It'll be fine. They won't. You won't shit on me every single time and question my mother. You know, he definitely showed her the video too, right? Like she's
this is not how a Sunday should end. This isn't how a Sunday show should end.
How one should start.
What would fucking Jesus say?